Welcome to your English class. Children, today we are going to begin with a new lesson from your book Moments. A house is not a home. This is a story of a teenager, Zan. Go through the YouTube link to understand the story well. The message of the story is given right in the end of this YouTube link. Now, children, coming to the summary of the story, A House is Not a Home. Zan was a teenager who had just moved to a new high school. He did not like this change because he was in the junior most class over there, which was in contrast to his position as a head at senior upper grade level in his earlier school. He felt strange to being afresh in this manner. What was worse and made him feel isolated was that his closest friends had been sent to a different high school. He missed his old teacher so much that he wanted to go back. One Sunday afternoon, Zan was at home sitting at his dining room table doing his homework. It was a cold and windy winter day, and the fire had been lit up in the fireplace. His red tabby cat, whom Zan had rescued when she was a little kitten, was lying lazily on his papers. Zan's mother kept stoking the fire to keep the house warm when suddenly he smelled something strange. He noticed smoke pouring in through the seams of the ceiling. The room was quickly filled with thick smoke, and Zan and his mother could not see anything. Somehow they managed to find their way to the front door and ran out into the front yard. Zan ran to the neighborhood to call the fire department. At this time, he saw his mother run back into the house. She came out with a small metal box that was full of important documents. She dropped it on the lawn and again ran back. Zan knew that she had gone inside to save the pictures and letters of his father, who had died when Zan was young. These were the only memories that she had of him, so she had to save them. Still, Zan did not want to lose his mother, and so he screamed after her. Just when he was about to run after her, he felt a large hand hold him back. It was a fireman. Zan had not noticed that within the last few minutes, fire trucks had filled the street. He tried desperately to free himself, yelling that his mother was inside. But the man did not loosen his hold. However, other firefighters rushed inside the burning house to rescue the mother. The firemen assured Zan that his mother would be saved and made him sit down in the car with a blanket wrapped around him. Soon, another fireman emerged from the house along with the mother, whom he took quickly to the truck and put an oxygen mask on her. Zan ran over and hugged her. The sheer thought of losing his mother made all those moments insignificant when he had argued with her or had hated her. The fireman assured him again that his mother would be okay and had just inhaled a little smoke. Then the fireman ran back to the house of the fire, while Zan and his mother sat helplessly watching their house burn down. After 5 hours, the fire was finally put out. At this time, Zan realized that his cat was not to be seen anywhere. He realized this horror and broke down in tears thinking about his losses, his school, his house, now his cat. The firemen did not allow them to go back into the house for the night as it was no longer safe. Zan, however, could not leave without knowing what had happened to his cat. Still, he had to go with his mother to his grandparents' house for the night. So they both got into their car with just the clothes that they had put on and a few blankets given to them by the firemen. The next day was Monday, and Zan's mother forced him to go to school. Actually, Zan's clothes, shoes, books, backpack, everything got burnt in the fire. He had to go to school looking weird in the dress that he had worn for the Sunday church and tennis shoes that he had borrowed from his aunt. He walked around the school as if he were in a dream. He was embarrassed, and the fear of becoming an outcast and a geek gripped him. He hated the thought of growing up and even thought of dying. While returning from school, he saw his burned down house and was shocked to see the damage. Things had either got burnt or had been destroyed by the water and chemicals used to put out the fire. Only the photo albums, documents, and some personal items could be saved due to his mother's heroic efforts. But his dear cat was gone, and this thought pained him. However, life had to move on, and he could not afford to grieve. His mother rushed him out of the burnt house as they had to go and find a new place to live. He also had to buy new clothes for school. They had to borrow money from the grandparents because the credit cards, the cash, and even the identifications that could be used to draw money from the bank had got burnt. That one week. The rubble of the house was being cleared off, and even though they had rented an apartment nearby, Zan would go over to watch the clearing of the debris. He hoped to find his cat somewhere. He was missing her terribly and was reminded of the time when she was a helpless little kitten. When he would disturb her early in the morning, she would tag along after him, climb up his robe, and crawl into the pocket to fall asleep. Soon, everyone in Zan's school, including the teachers, knew about the burning down of his house. Zan was embarrassed at this because he did not want to be known in the new place for such a negative reason. One day, he found everyone behaving very strangely. He was getting ready for the gym class when people started to gather around him. They asked him to hurry up, and Zan felt as though they were trying to shove him into the gym. On getting inside, Zan saw a big table that had been set up with different things, all for Zan. His schoolmates had brought school supplies, notebooks, jeans, tops, sweatsuits, etc. He felt as if it were Christmas. The generosity of his schoolmates overwhelmed him. Those who had never spoken to him came up and introduced themselves. Many invited him to their houses. Zan finally felt relieved that he had made friends that day. A month later, he was at his house watching it being rebuilt. It was a different experience this time, as two of his friends from the new school were with him. The fire had helped Zan indirectly. He had stopped paying attention to his feelings of insecurity and had opened up to the wonderful people around. He realized that his life too was getting rebuilt along with his house. As he sat planning his new bedroom, he heard someone walk up to him from behind. A voice asked, "Does this belong to you?" He turned around and could not believe his eyes because there stood a woman holding his lost cat. He leapt up, grabbed the cat, and held her close to him. He cried into her beautiful orange fur, and she purred happily. His friends hugged him, hugged his cat, and jumped around. It seemed that the cat had got scared due to the fire that she ran over a mile away. Although her collar had the owner's phone number, but it had been disconnected because of the fire. Still, the woman who found the cat took her in and finally brought it back to Zan. As Zan sat with his friends and the cat curled up in his lap, his feelings of loss and tragedy seemed to fade away. He felt gratitude for his life, for his new friends, the kindness of stranger and beloved cat Zan too had returned to his normal cheerful life like his cat had returned home. So, children, the story A House is Not a Home, it conveys the message that comrade and born home are two strong factors that help rebuild genuine relationships. Zan felt awkward, isolated, embarrassed by the changes that marked his early teenage. But when new people approached him with open arms and extended a hand of friendship, he was overwhelmed. All his worries, his fears, his insecurities faded away. Helping others in need and being grateful while getting help are two values that one should possess and acquire. The teenage, especially, should volunteer to make newcomers feel at home. Another message that is conveyed in this story is that one should not grieve over material loss. As long as one has emotional support, one can overcome any kind of loss in life. I hope, children, all of you have understood the story of the lesson. Now go through the PDF text from your textbooks. In case of any doubts or queries, you can post it in the comment section of the Google Classroom. Till then, stay safe. God bless you all.